My name's Travis, and I'm here on behalf of Open Door Education to share with you 5 tips for the science section of the ACT. Tip number 1, don't get lost in the weeds. Sometimes people start reading a science passage and they get really intimidated because it's about a topic they've never learned about and they feel like it's something they need to understand. This isn't true. You do not need to know anything about the topic at hand in order to answer the questions correctly. So instead of reading the passage really carefully and trying to capture every detail, give it a quick skim and ask yourself what type of information is here so that you can go back and find it later if and when you need it. Tip number 2, evaluate graphs. Don't analyze them. When it comes to reading a graph for the science section of the ACT, it's tough to know how to approach it. The things that we need to do are to check the x-axis and the y-axis, and note, sometimes there's more than one x-axis or more than one y-axis. We should also note what's the scale of the graph, especially if there are multiple graphs that look similar. Is the y-axis actually the same? Because if it's not, that's really important to pay attention to. We should also note any major trends that are immediately obvious when we look at the graphs. Beyond that, however, we should move on to the questions. So remember, when you're taking the ACT Science section, evaluate the graphs, but don't analyze them. Tip number 3, follow the question. Many ACT questions will tell you based on figure 1 or based on figures 2 and 3. They're not trying to trick you. If it says based on figures 2 and 3, the right answer is going to be found by looking at figures 2 and 3. Tip number 4, pay attention to the answer formats. Even though the ACT can seem really daunting at first, when we start to see section after section, we recognize that it's the same questions again and again, and it's the answer choices that give that away. If all of the answers are individual numbers, it's probably a matter of finding a single point on the graph. If instead the answers are all ranges, then we probably need to either project the graph or estimate a value between 2 points. If, on the other hand, the answers are in this common yes, yes, no, no format, then what we're going to need to do is evaluate the evidence that comes with each answer choice, and then decide whether the answer should be yes or no. Tip number 5 for the science section of the ACT. For the text-based passages, pay attention to the similarities and differences between the different perspectives that you're given. So, some of these will include 3 different scientists or 4 different students, all indicating their hypothesis about some sort of scientific phenomenon or an experiment that they've conducted. The questions are usually going to be about the similarities or differences between these different perspectives. So when you're first reading through them, note what are things that all of the different students or scientists express an opinion about, and which scientists or students agree with one another and on which items. If that's what we pay attention to when we first read through these text-based science passages, we're going to be well equipped to answer the types of questions that they ask us. So remember, when you read the text-based science passages, pay attention to the similarities and differences between the perspectives you're given. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. We hope you find it to be really helpful. If so, please like the video, share it, and if you have other topics you'd like us to cover, send us a message. Thanks so much, and best of luck on test day.